So you want to take an eval with Apex and you're struggling to figure out which account size should you use, because Apex has multiple account sizes from 25,000 all the way to 300,000. I'm going to walk you through the process that I used to select the right account size for me, and hopefully you can then use the same process to select the right account size for you. So let's dive in. So what you see over here is you see every account, right, with the profit goal, trailing threshold, the maximum number of contracts based on the minis, and your ticks to win, ticks to fail. And I'll talk about the difference later. Now, one thing I want to point out, if you're trading ES, the ES mini, one contract, and you take one tick, meaning it just moves 0.25 points, it's $12.50 per contract. Now, using that value to calculate if you had 4 contracts and you hit 1,500 for you to win, you need 30 ticks, right? So that's essentially the calculation. Now, what we're going to do, because remember, this video, we're focusing on the best account size when you're taking an Apex Trader Funding eval. If you are a beginner, this is my recommendation. So I'm going to show you the thought process of how I get to my final decision. I'm going to try to do all of this in less than 5 minutes. All right. So we're going to just start by focusing on ticks to fail, right? So ticks to fail is going to be the first thing that we're going to focus on. And for instance, the 100K, 18 ticks, you're done. Same thing with the 300K, 18 ticks, you're done. So these are clearly out because they don't give you much margin for error, right? It's a very, very small window. 18 ticks, you've blown your account, right? Which now leaves us the 25K, 50K, 150, 250, and 100K. Now, for this next step, I am not going to focus on the ticks to fail. I want to focus on the ticks to win. Now, as you can clearly see, the 50K gives you the least amount required for you to pass, right? So we're definitely keeping this one because it requires the least effort. We're definitely eliminating the static because it has the highest requirements. You need to be right for 80 ticks. So the 100K static goes, which now leaves these two, right? 45 and 35, which now leaves these two, right? The 150 and the 250, as well as the 25K. So those are the three. Now, clearly, this is quite a lot, right? This is about 50% more than this, right? So we're going to take out the 250, same thing with the 150, which essentially leaves you with the 25K and the 50K account. So my recommendation for beginners is you either focus on the 25K or the 50K, right? Leave everything above that out of the picture. Now, if you're now looking at these two, which one would you go for? Personally, I would go with the 50K. And let me tell you why. It has the least number of ticks in order for you to win, right? You trade more contracts, right? 2.5 times more in terms of the maximum contracts you could trade. And then more importantly, when it's time for you to request a payout, your maximum payout for the first 6 payouts with Apex is higher, because with the 50,000, you can get a $2,000 payout. And then with this one, I think it's a $1,000 or $1,500 payout. I think it's a $1,500 payout, right? So based on that, I would like to make more money, and I would also like the least amount of work in order for me to win. Yes, the ticks to fail margin for error is a little bit lower, right? But in the grand scheme of things, it also has a lower ticks to win ratio, meaning it's actually easier for you to pass a 50K than it is for you to pass the 25K. So that is my recommendation, and that's what I trade and my students as well. So I hope you like the recommendation. Let me know if you have any questions. And I also created a video walking you through how to pass an eval. So make sure you watch that video because it will walk you through the process that I use and that my students use to pass a lot of evals. So hope you like the video. Like, share, and comment. And like I said, I wanted to keep this video under 5 minutes. Hope I did. I'll see you guys soon.